Greetings, everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Never an Afterthought show. Afolabi and Imoukhuede is my name, and I remain the author of the book, The Never an Afterthought book, and the anchor for this show, the Never an Afterthought show. Firstly, let me remind us not to forget our hashtag, the Never an Afterthought, by which we join and continue these conversations across all our social media channels, which is Twitter, at NAA_book, Facebook and Instagram at NA Afterthought. You know I always love to read from you, so you can always drop me a note, podcast at neveranafterthought.com. And last but not the least, you can leave your comments on the platform wherein you're listening or watching me. Today, I want to start by thanking those of you who watched our last week's episode, the episode 15, where we continued the Side Hustle 2 with Boda Lanre. As you know, I get feedbacks across multi-channels, and some come from my very private channels, those who don't go public. So I want to take some time now to address some of the feedbacks that have come in since last week's episode. Some private feedbacks that I got, which are not public, but one was around what is the NAA philosophy? And that obviously came from those who had not read my book. And I actually then realized that some people still do not know that I published a book, the Never an Afterthought book, June 2020. You can always grab your copy. It's very easy. Go to our website, www.neveranafterthought.com, and you get a copy there. It will be delivered to your doorstep. Alternatively, you can contact our partners, which are also listed on the website, booksellers, Rovinites, or Amazon, and you can grab your copy through any convenient method for you. Paperback is 5,000, hard copy is 10,000 Naira. But the NAA philosophy basically is talking about a set of a people that are very deliberate, very systemic and systematic in their thinking, in their approach, and in their delivery, such that they are never an afterthought. But if you get the book, you will read more and learn more about it. Secondly, feedbacks about shortening our episodes. Very important feedback, but the reason is simple. I'd mentioned that those that will share this platform with me are those basically who are interested in you winning because they themselves are winners, who still believe they are continued work in progress in the journey of success. And guess what? They are loaded. So sometimes it's just difficult to get a lot out, to get out of them within such a short time. But at the same time, we don't want to rush them. We also don't want to take too much of your time and your data investment in watching us. So we have to come to a balance. And what is that balance? I want to thank the production team that have decided that we won't rush our guests. We'll allow them flow since the conversation, but then we would curate the production in such a way that we can break them into multiple episodes. The goal is we really don't want any of our episode to go beyond 40-45 minutes mark. It's a stretch when we have to do 50 minutes sometimes, but our goal is between 40 to 45 minutes. So I hope you'll keep enjoying. Trust me, the quality, it's not reduced, and I hope you keep enjoying it. So therefore, today you're watching me introduce the concluding part of Side Hustle 2 with Boda Lanre. So that's what we're doing today. But before I do that, let me now take some of your public comments that you left for us on YouTube. So first, let me thank Amarachi Samuel, who sends compliments to Boda Lanre that you are full of wisdom. And he then says, thanks for the previous episode. If you remember, I did say that if you have not watched Side Hustle 1, then you really want to go watch it. I'm losing count of episodes now, but I think Side Hustle 1 was perhaps our episode 11. Yes, episode 11 is Side Hustle 1. So if you haven't watched it, you want to go watch it. That's when the Side Hustle 2 will make much more sense to you. Now, Samuel actually says that I am done with my research on bedsheet production. And all I can say is, wow. More grace. So yes, more grace from Samuel Amarachi to Boda Lanre, and I say more wins to you, Samuel. Another comment came from Ayenigba Okpayemi, where it says nothing but top notch. from Boda Lanre, AI, and the NAA team. Thanks for this insight. It's indeed worth watching, and I learned a lot. Can't wait for the concluding part. Well, here you have it today. Thanks, Okoyemi, for that feedback. Well, Bejide Olaide, my man, I hope your employer is no longer hassling you for side hustle. I hope you've been able to show your employer our last episode on how we employers cannot legislate what our employees or our team members do with their free time. But yes, he says I was really looking forward to this episode. Thanks, AI. Instead of buying snails and waiting for them to lay eggs, he actually had a suggestion. He says, I would suggest that we go to snail market, that you go to the snail market and gather eggs. You could gather up to 500 eggs a day and then get them to hatch. Thanks, NAA team. This gets better by the day. Bejide, I want to thank you for this feedback. And this is also the reason why I mentioned that we join the conversation during the show, but we continue the conversation after the show. I would want Boda Lanre to further engage with this feedback, and just like he also said, directing us to YouTube and other, to YouTube to learn more about snail farming. So perhaps Bejide, Boda Lanre, and as many of you who are already in the snail farming business can take this point up just to be able to help our viewers. Another feedback from Uvier Eguridu. It says, great episode delivered with so much simplicity and accuracy. Thank you. That's what we strive for in the Never and Afterthought, or for the Never and Afterthought guys. Our philosophy is about simplicity and accuracy. Incidentally, I learned that in my training as a student in America. It says, keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple that even a stupid person can read and follow and understand. So I'm glad that you find our renderings to be simple, simplicity and accuracy. Again, thank you, Boda Lanre. On the other hand, AI looking fresh in that outfit. Well, thank you very much. Perhaps I should give compliments to Vivid Imagination. They are the ones in charge of my costume. Vivid, if you remember that song, Vivid Imagination. Either those of you who know Shina Peters or King Wasiu Ayinde Marshall. So you can go figure out more about Vivid Imagination. Well, the last but not the least comment from Canada, from Mr. Shola Wolesi. He obviously is an avid follower of our show, and he watches every episode and rewatches the episodes, and you can tell from the quality of his feedbacks. He says, very insightful discussion, which indeed will bet as a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs. However, the legal aspect of investing in other businesses needs to be discussed further. It says this aspect holds a lot of opportunity, but how could the legal aspect be handled when there is a default among most Nigerians that Nigerians are not trustworthy? Therefore, protection for their investment needs not be treated fairly. We kindly be more practical and guide people on the available redress routes that are available. And if none, how can we create this vital protective window for investors? Well, I think this is a good point, and we may just do a show, part of our show planning for second quarter, which is approaching, which will be between the months of April and June. We're already talking about legal. And so, Mr. Woodrow, thanks for this comment. We're also talking about health. I'd mentioned that we're going to talk about health, physical hygiene, and all of that, and how to combat, COVID and all the diseases that are prevalent in our community at the moment. So yes, health and legal are part of suggested topics that would be in Q2 conversations. But suffice to say that listen to what I said last week, that due diligence is very important at the level of this side also, wherein you want to invest in other people's businesses. Character is critical, which is why I said if the business owner is already not comfortable with opening his or her books to you, and like Boda Lanre said, if he or she is also not ready or comfortable with you to do it in black and white, then it's telltale signs for you to run. But once they are comfortable with open books, once they are all comfortable with proper, legal, even a basic legal contract, and then you are also able to open an independent account that both of you can be signatories to, or both of you can view the proceedings on that account. I think those are the very baby steps and early steps that would help guard your investment. So please keep your comments coming, keep your feedbacks coming. You know that we take them seriously, and it also helps us to curate our future episodes. So finally, shout out to Graffiti Village Bar for hosting and sponsoring this episode of Side Hustle 2 with Boda Lanre. We want to say thank you to them and to our awesome audience that were a part of this show. We really owe you a lot of gratitude. Part of the AI philosophy is this: we go to the people. We connect with real people. And that's what you saw with us connecting with the people in the omoluabi in the state of Osun, Ipinle Osun Osogbo. So I want to say thank you. And but if you're also interested in hosting any of our episodes, you can always drop us a note by email, podcast@neverandafterthought.com. We would read it and we would reach out to you. So thank you for having us again in your space. I'm now going to yield over to the production team for the concluding episode of Side Hustle 2 with Boda Lanre after the break. Thank you. God bless you. We will be continuing with what? Side Hustle. And I paused him on the point when he had done an article wherein he talked about 21 businesses you could do with 100,000 or less. Boda Lanre is here now to tell us a little more about each of those businesses.
If any business is too big for you, then you're not ready for these businesses. As a matter of fact, your proceeds from your main job might probably be what you gathered together in order to use in starting your side hustle. So you should never disrespect your main hustle. Before you start anything, you need to take it out. Let the people around you appreciate. Those are your first line of reference. But if you want to succeed in any business, you have to be deliberate.
The side hustle is not to promote indiscipline. Side hustle is not to promote disloyalty.
Please join me on YouTube every Thursday at 6 p.m. West African time for another exciting and engaging episode of the Never and Afterthought show.
Yes, guys, welcome again. If you're just joining us, we have been on set with Boda Lanre on Side Hustle 2, but doing two things differently. One, being hosted in omoluabi Osun Osogbo by Graffiti Village Bar, and also we have live audience. So the clappings you've been hearing is not the animation claps, it's human beings, real people. A live audience that have been clapping. So I want to give a shout out again to Graffiti for hosting us at this event. So yes, Boda Lanre, we've been discussing just before the break. We've been discussing the side hustles, the businesses that won the poll that we asked you all to pick out of the 21 business ideas that Boda Lanre was willing to share with us. And we selected 12. We've dealt with 5. We're going to rush through the next 7 before we then open for question and answers, because today, like I said, we have a live audience with us. But don't forget our hashtag Never an Afterthought. That's how we join, if you're just joining us, and we continue this conversation across all our social media channels. Twitter, which is @NAA_book, Facebook and Instagram, which is @NA Afterthought. And of course, you can always drop me an email, podcast@neverandafterthought.com. And last but not the least, drop your comments on the platform wherein you are listening or watching me. Talking about social media channel, it was through Instagram that Graffiti connected with the NAA team. And then the NAA team reached out. They had the connection, and they reached out to the team to say that they were willing to host a live audience with us. And you will learn more about that later on when we take a walk around graffiti in the later part of the show. But yes, Boda Lanre, well done in the last 5. Now we're going to rush through the next 7 so that we can allow sufficient time for Q&A.
No problem.
And so the next 2, now the 5 that you've done were actually the top winners. So now you can be coming down because this next 7 were additional. We just gave chance for the near winners. Almost doesn't catch a bird.
True.
But we shall say, well, let's help everybody. Let's help their hustle. So we're going to take, the next is bed sheets, beddings production, and shirt production. So I want you to take those 2 together. Yeah.
Okay. Well, both of them are actually production goods, basically.
Yeah.
So, but categorically, I mean, a standard shirt, a good shirt you can wear around goes for say 5,000 to 7,000 naira. So you can imagine how much work goes into it and kind of gain whoever is making. For example, now with shirts, you could go to the market and get, say, something of maybe 800 naira to 1,000 naira per
If
yard.
you're in Lagos, you would have gone to Balogun market.
You would have gone to
Or in
Balogun.
Osun, Osogbo, who can tell me which market represents Balogun market? Which market would you go to that you can get good material for shirt? Igbo, can we give the mic? Yes. Jankara market in Osogbo.
In Osogbo.
Okay. So I want you to reference that.
So
yes.
You go to a market like Jankara market in Osogbo. If you're in the east, there's Ariara. That's actually the source.
Ariara market,
where everything material you find there. So give or take, you buy a decent material, say 800, 1,000 naira per yard. A normal shirt, 3-sock sleeve, it costs you say 2 yards or 2.5. So that's 2,500 naira. Now we have people who sew mass in these markets.
Yeah.
Like in Cont'd show, you have them. Show you have a couple of them. And even around Bariga.
Every of these markets
they
where
have
they have tailors there as well.
Who sew right there immediately. Just give them a decent design to work with, and they sew for your shirts for say 1,500, 200. Equally, the bed sheets. When you buy these easy and affordable materials, they can show a bed sheet for you for say 1,200 naira, and the shirt is like 1,500 naira. Then when you match this with your cost that you use in producing, give or take, you spend say 2,115, that's 4,000 naira. You can sell your shirt for 6,000 naira. Decent sewing, easy stuff. And equally the bed sheet, you can produce mass, and the more you sew, the less your cost. And before you know it, you package it, you wrap it, you sell to your friends and family. Before you know it, you are doing business.
But Lanre, I think you said the 2 things I will say to that. One is the fact that packaging, invest in your packaging.
Yes.
But you don't want your packaging to be equal to nothing. So that, okay, the packaging will be good, the content will be rubbish. So he has shown you how to get good quality material and all of that. But packaging is one. The second thing is basically selling to friends and family first.
Because these are your cheerleaders.
Yes.
They'll carry your gospel from where you are to the people out there. And, if I can make a shirt and I sell to you, you put it on, you take it somewhere, it's admired, people look at it, they admire it. You will say, Boda Lanre sold that shirt.
And it will be word of mouth.
A potential sale for me. Yeah. So imagine if you have 3 friends go out with your shirts and everything. Like I have a lot of tailor friends who make you clothes. And I tell them, see who sold it. So that's how easy it is. And equally your bed sheets, sell to friends and family. People see it, it's nice, it's durable. The sale goes
on. And now, coming back to what we said before the break, digital marketing. You yourself can patronize yourself by what? You lay it on your own bed,
on your white
take
sheet,
a photo,
snap it, put it up there on WhatsApp.
You pack it up back into your whatever.
It looks good. And before you know
WhatsApp,
it's out there. I mean, from a WhatsApp, you have 100 contacts, 200 contacts, they've seen it.
So you don't
even if they don't buy immediately, they will tell someone who would buy immediately. So that's exactly how it starts.
So you don't need a showroom first.
Start where you are.
You can start where you are. As you grow, you then need a showroom. The same thing, you don't need a mannequin first. You can be your own mannequin. Your brother can be your own mannequin. And as you grow, you then get a mannequin that will wear. Do you understand what I'm saying? Start where you are with what you have. Okay, let's move on to brand sales customization.
Okay, so as regards the branding thing, we watch football, and people have teams they root for, Arsenal, Chelsea, and the likes. And we know definitely, I mean, the regular jerseys, your Man
Chelsea, Man U, and the likes,
okay.
And Liverpool.
Okay,
well, no, don't worry, I'm just supporting my people.
They're Liverpool. Okay, so imagine you want to root for your team, and obviously you can't even afford the jersey they sell online. But categorically you can go to the market, buy a jersey, and when people need to do these things, it's just easy to, okay, well, I can provide this jersey for you. You don't even need to know how to print. There are loads of printers around who just cut stencils to the same way it is. Now, aside football, businesses need branding. I'm into cleaning, I'm into shipping, I'm into sales. I want to do sales promos and the likes. They need shirts, t-shirts, plain shirts where they can brand. Like Graffiti now, give or take, they will have staff uniforms. Those are branding. Sometimes you don't even need to know how to produce these things. All you have to do is get A, get B, gather.
Put it together.
And guess what? You come with samples. They go with your sample, and before you know it, when they ask you what do, you say, I do branding. That's how it starts. I have loads of friends who do these businesses, and they've been doing, loads of them have been in school.
Yeah.
OPH clothing amongst loads of them, and I can tell you,
T-shirts,
mugs,
key holder.
A lot of these people can't even do it themselves, but the truth is, once you can find those who do it, you negotiate a deal. The more the merrier. Yeah. People want to do party, they want to share souvenirs.
It's the same thing, even souvenirs. These days, the place where you are buying the souvenirs,
the people who are branding
is also there.
But when they print it, whose name will be there? Your name, your business. People know you for it, and guess what? They come back. So that's it.
Good. So cleaning services is next.
Well, understanding the fact that life keeps moving, and at times people can't meet up with the needs of, catching up with every activities around their livings. Part of it is cleaning. Some people won't even have time to clean their houses. Give or take, all you need is 2 to 3 people whose apartments you can clean, say, every weekend. I mean, a 2-bedroom apartment should cost, say, 10 to 15,000 naira to clean. What do you need? You need jig, you need omo, you need mop, you need wipes, and you need your brooms and the likes. When you have 2 or 3 people whose houses you can do weekly, that's some funds into your account, into your pocket. And before you know it, you get referrals. Cleaning is very, very, very easy, even though it's taxing. Oh, yeah. You might need hands and all that. People are lying idle, and they will do a lot of damage for 5K. Why wouldn't they do work for 5K? So when you have steady people working for you, it's just easy. Okay, like you have Graffiti right now. Graffiti will have a dedicated cleaning person who will come in to do cleaning and go. The cleaning person doesn't have to be domicile. They just come, clean, and go. You can take that deal. The question is, are you willing to do the work? Because eventually you're not spending so much in buying any tools. Every tool you need in starting your basic cleaning should cost you no less than 30 to 40,000 naira. And if you now begin to expand in your cleaning and everything, then you begin to learn how to use chemicals to clean. Mm-hmm. Then before you know it, you go into post-construction cleaning and you're beginning to cash out. It is very, very easy, as I said. Just start with where you are. You have friends, you have neighbors who they work and probably don't have time to clean their apartments. You reach out to them. I can clean an apartment for, say, 15K or 10K. Yes, they will price you down, but there's dignity in labor. When you do it and you get the satisfaction that you've done it well, that person will begin to think, why don't I just outsource this side of my life to this person and let that person take care of it? Who knows, they could be calling you weekly. That's steady amount for you. So imagine you do someone's house on Saturday, you do 15 or 10K. Someone's house on Sunday, you do 15 and 10K. But every equipment you use, you've not even spent less than, say, 5 or 6,000 naira, and you use the same thing over to the next place. And when you buy everything, you probably might buy enough supply for a month. All you have to do is just cash out and you move on. Guess what? You get referrals. From referrals, you just know that you need to get a couple of people who you believe can work with you and can work along your pace. Yeah. From there, you don't have to do the handy jobs anymore. Okay, and you don't have to do the handy jobs anymore. Rather, you just, outsource, you supervise. Then you see yourself supervising 2-3 sites.
Yeah. So again, I think, because I'm going to quickly bring you to home cooking and delivery as well. What connects these two ideas is the very common thing that you do every day in your own space. In
your own space.
And how nobody is paying you to do it in your space. But guess what?
You can
actually do it for someone else and you can earn money for it. Now, the truth is, a lot of us even already do it for our friends and neighbors and family and are not earning anything. I know of many friends that when they want to maybe rearrange their wardrobe or something, they will call, my guy, how far are you free today? Girl, babe, how far are you free today? What are they saying? Because they want you to come and assist them. They say, Mo, come now, Mo, do and we'll go watch match later. Then, whatever it is you people like, whether it's food or drinks there. You literally you are the go-to guy that family will call when they need support to clean. But you are doing it for free because it's family. But the point, what he's saying is you can be doing it
to cash
to
in
earn
from
money.
them.
Same thing with home cooking, but yeah.
Exactly, like home cooking too. I mean, these days people are very busy. There's virtually no time to cook and all
People
that.
have become Indomie families.
Yes, exactly, Indomie families. So you can imagine, rather than do all that, I can pay someone a token to, cook some soups for me. They bring it home and I freeze. So whenever I get back from work, rather than cooking all by myself, I just need to scoop out the little I need, boil rice or do eba. And so, you can start that business whereby you just cook soups and you sell to friends and family. You have friends who are busy, who work in companies whereby they probably leave home as early as 5, 6 a.m. and they get back 10. Where's that energy to cook and wake up the next morning? But there's a little energy where they can use to gather whatever they've frozen, the cooking you've made. They gather it from the freezer, scoop out some, microwave, and they can move on with your life.
Boda Lanre, what some of our audience may not know, because this is a global audience, I can tell you these two ideas you've just said. I know tons of people that are making top dollars on it abroad.
Making top dollars on it. As a matter of fact, I know someone who she would cook soup in Lagos and send it abroad. I thought it was a lie till I saw myself. I was like, so you now send it? They're like, yeah, she has clients in Abuja and all she has to do is cook, freeze it. Once she freezes it, put it in a pack and she sends it out. Cost a token to send, but take it or leave it. When you're good at what you do, people will come for you. So as I said,
so it's very important. Very, very, because what it is again is, if you already love to cook, the point is you can earn from what you already love. And that's
when you say you convert passion to
commercial profit. Yes.
And before you know it, you're making a kill.
So we've got two more before we go. But the one I want to have you speak about is so important now because of the COVID times that we're in, which is after-school tutorial. Now, after-school tutorial, by the word, school is homeschooling, right? But now a lot of schooling is already even home.
Exactly.
Only few schools are open at the moment and all of that. And so you find that after-school tutorial became the real schooling.
Exactly.
So I want to talk about that.
It would seem like when I mentioned that thing then, now it's looking like prophecy. I didn't know COVID was coming anyway. And nobody knew homeschooling, homework, and the likes would become a career path for some people. But take it or leave it. Right now, we can't, put all our kids in school for the risk of spread and the likes. And parents are now beginning to pay good money to have the teachers
who used to be lesson
teachers, so actually now come home in their controlled space to train their children. But what brought about that thought was because, in our present days now, you need to understand that school teaching wasn't enough. So we thought it was fair. There needs to be additional ways our children would learn. So that was what brought about the after-school lessons, which we used to go to lessons back then.
In those days, yeah.
But these days, even lesson isn't enough, and some parents would rather have a teacher come home and impart this knowledge in their controlled space in the minds of their children, and so that the academic productivity and the performance can improve. So that was what brought about this thought. And then there was this platform online then called Tutoria, where if you can teach into science, you can teach arts, you can teach mathematics, all you have to do is put up your name there.
Register.
They will do. Then they will come. They will do a bit of a competence test for you. Then from there they begin to connect you.
I think that's very important. You said the online platform is what? Tutoria.
Tutoria.
Okay. They will show it on the screen as well.
Yeah. So that was what they did back then, and I think now we've had a lot of them. But now these days, even these teachers in school, all thanks to COVID, now reach out to the parents via WhatsApp that I can come home to teach your children. So imagine what they will force into their heads Monday to Friday. They can just come to the house, teach them one-on-one. And from what I gathered now, even the performance, the results is even pretty applauding compared to what they get in school. Because imagine a teacher trying to reach the minds of 30 kids at a time, compared to now trying to reach the mind of one child who is directly in front of him. That teacher can immediately impact knowledge. So that's that part where homeschooling comes. When, you make good money for homeschooling. I had a friend when, she used to receive her salary. That was about 120,000 naira. Then she had 6 children. She thought, who she now did schedule for. After school, 4 o'clock, she now goes to their house to teach. And each parent pays how much? 60K. So imagine how much is raking.
Yeah.
Now, we have a lot of people with this knowledge, and you say, where else can I divert this thing? It's even beyond children's schooling. You can do tutorials for people doing professional exams.
Exactly.
ICANN, what have you.
Yeah, project management.
And the likes. You can't always read everything and have it up there. Sometimes you need tutorial. And there are people who are willing to, share this knowledge for a good fee. So equally, all you have to do is just be sure you have something, you have deep within you to sell. Sometimes it might not even be serious maths and everything. It could be fine arts. It could be music. It could be swimming classes. It could be anything. Teaching is teaching. So give or take. Just that thing you have in you that you can do effortlessly and you think is a transferable skill. That's what you're selling to the parents of these people or to these individuals, and you make money.
I actually have, so I was in Canada sometime last year, and there's this young kids of my friend that learn Yoruba online because of this thing you're talking about. So this lady, she doesn't, in fact, that has become her main also. She has X number of foreign kids and that are lined up, and she just gives them a schedule. And they are part of Saturday morning schedule. Morning our time, which is afternoon here, morning Canada time and afternoon here, and they signed up 30-45 minutes teaching them Yoruba.
Imagine she's probably collecting foreign exchange.
Yeah. So that's very key.
It's just the reality.
So the last but not the least again is internet support services. Yes. I mean, almost everything we've spoken about needs internet, right?
Exactly.
But I just wanted you to
it's embedded with the internet. So now, internet support services. We need to understand that a lot of things right now is out there in the internet. Say you want to fill a form, for example, do you know when students need to apply for JAMB, a lot of them go to cyber cafes and they make mistakes because they can't fill those forms properly the way JAMB expects with specifications. Now, what do you need? All you have to do is just master these sites and know what their special requirements. For a fee, you can help students fill these forms for a token. What do you need? You need a functional laptop with internet. And you need what? Fingerprints and a biometric scanner. And before you know it, people will start trooping to you to fill forms for them. Because
that's what the whole world is doing.
Right now, that's JAMB and everything is out there. Because
IELTS,
eventually we've realized that people who do this actually help mitigate against the mistakes. Imagine you fill a form and you've made a mistake. Do you know how much it will cost you to now go and resolve it in JAMB when you need to just pay someone who is specialized in filling these forms? Now, the truth is, you don't need any special skill for this. Just study the site, know the requirements, and get someone who will be your, permit me to use the word, lab rat. When you do that and you fill that form for the person fills the form and you've done it successfully, you do the printouts for the person. That's one customer. That person will go back to school.
That's what you find around all the embassies.
Exactly. That person will go to 2 or 3 other students and say, rather than filling and waste your time, why not come to Boda Lanre's business center where he does this filling? And before you know it, how much do you charge? You could charge 1K, you could charge 2K. If you attend to 5-10 people a day, see what you're making. Right now, virtually everything you apply for in Nigeria is online. And as long as there's human effort, mistakes will happen. But you cash in on making sure that you perfect your ability to do fill these forms, and you make a token from it. Just do unlimited internet access.
Yeah.
Say 19,000.
Which is becoming common now.
Everybody does it for Netflix. You can do it to make money.
Exactly.
19,000
so you're investing to watch movie when
get
you can
an affordable laptop
money.
of say 40,000-50,000 naira that works, biometric scanner, and a printer. You can buy all those fairly used, and before you know it, you start. From your space, you can get someone else who will work alongside with you, and before you know it, you have a mini cafe where all you do is that. You don't even need to browse. You don't need to do the actual internet business. Filling forms alone will make you money. So it's just the reality. And as I've said, you have to be deliberate.
Yep.
Do you want to do it? No business is small business. Remember this man that did this mobile toilet,
Otumba
Gaddafi. Shit business is real business.
Oh yeah.
Someone might be too proud to market bed sheet, or say I'm selling snail, or say
and then that business is not for you really.
It's not for you.
So
if you're ashamed of this business, it's not for you. That's my disclaimer.
Honestly,
And be deliberate.
Olanre, the truth is, what I keep hearing as you keep talking is about starting where you are with what you have. So therefore, after these episodes, both the first one and this one, no one can complain of saying, I don't know what to do, or I don't know how to do. I think that's what we're trying to get at. We'll take a short break now, and then we will come back and try and wrap up with some questions and answers. We're doing this to celebrate Graffiti Village Bar, which is our first institutional partner with the Never and Afterthought platform. As I said earlier, they hosted us and Boda Lanre for the side also too.
Okay, so this wall is representative of the Osun Groove, the spirit of Osun Osogbo. You see, there are two brands of drinks.
Yeah.
So we are bringing the ideas of other places outside to Osogbo. Yes. So the Jack Daniels is a representation of the foreign ideas and concepts that went into this place. The Origin Bitters obviously is a local brand.
It's Tiwantiwa.
You will notice a small space in the middle, and the names on there are names dedicated to our loyal customers. So for example, this wall that has Osogbo written on it, there's a representation of Osogbo in the past, Osogbo in the present, and Osogbo in the future. You'll see a little flying taxi on the top left. Our wall of fame. So all the major football matches are shown.
Okay. I mean, every part of graffiti is interesting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, guys, thank you for staying with us. We're still continuing on our episode side also too with Boda Lanre from the ancient city of omoluabi Osun Osogbo in the state of Osun. So I want to say again, thank you to Graffiti for hosting us and also for hosting our audience. As you may have witnessed that we have a live audience in today's show. Just before we go into the last set, which is now question and answer time, I want us not to forget our hashtag, the hashtag Never an Afterthought, by which we continue this conversation across our social media channels, which is Twitter at NAA_book, Facebook and Instagram at NAA Afterthought. You can always drop me an email, podcast at neveranafterthought.com. And last but not the least, we read your comments as I'm already seeing them coming in. You can always drop your comments on the comment section, the platform wherein you're listening or watching me. So now it's question and answer time. And let me ask, do we have questions? How many of us have questions? Okay, you and you. Okay, so yes, let's start with you. Let's know your name and what your question is. Yes.
Okay, my name is Olanrewaju Daniel.
What?
Olanrewaju Daniel.
Olanrewaju Daniel, okay.
Yes. So my question goes, I'm still kind of working with them. I work with an architectural and a construction company.
Okay.
So due to the pandemic, we now run a skeletal system.
Okay.
Because there's no contract.
No real jobs coming
So
here.
my side also is selling perfumes.
Selling perfumes?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So now my question is, that side also, when the time I'm going to get another job?
Another job, yeah?
Is this still a side also or is
it has become a main
hustle?
Okay. Thank you. Let's give him a round of applause for that question. Since there are two questions, I would wait. Let me get the second question, then Boda Lanre can answer both at the same time. So his question, Lanre's, Olanrewaju, right? Lanre's question, right? Lanre's question is, his main hustle is temporarily suspended because of COVID. He's back in the labor market, but he has a side hustle of selling perfumes. Till he gets another main hustle, can he still call that a side hustle? Or has that side hustle become a main hustle? We'll answer that. Yes.
All right,
What's your name, sir?
My name is Peter.
Okay.
My question is, you have a main job,
Okay.
or a main hustle, and you have a side hustle as well.
Okay.
And you can't keep up with your main job because of your side hustle. How do you balance it? Take, for example, you did mention tutorial classes. You leave work very late and you have a class for, say, like 5 p.m. to like 6 p.m. and you leave work 6 p.m. and the parents in there are
obviously
kind
grumbling.
of wondering what is happening. You've done that the first, second, third time. How do you balance it compared to other side also?
Thanks, Peter, right? Thanks for that question. The first thing I will say is that you need to watch the first episode. But I will still allow Lanre to answer the question. Yes, but Lanre.
Okay. Olanre's question. Basically, from what I gathered, you work with an architectural firm, right? So basically, you're an architect. That's the profession, right? Okay, you just work with them.
It's not
okay, fantastic. Okay, now you sell perfumes on the side, but because of the decline in, so basically the job has taken a backseat. So you're wondering if your other business, being the sales of perfume, is a main hustle or a side hustle. Let's call a spade a spade. Your current job isn't giving you money right now, right? So what gives you money is what? The perfume business. The perfume business is the main job you have right now. So that's your main hustle. So what I will advise you do right now is try to intensify ways to grow that business. Are you with me? Try social media, exhaustively use your WhatsApp, disturb everybody on your status, harass everybody on your Facebook, friends and family, colleagues alike, drag them. Are you with me? And you also try to do a couple of, say, promos, maybe discounts and the likes, so as to boost patronage. Because right now, what you have is what gives you money. What funds your lifestyle. At least the little you gain from it is what you still exist and live on. So that's your main hustle for now. So when the new job comes and it gives you more money than what you have, then
it falls back to side hustle.
You understand? So right now, your perfume takes the driving seat.
Thank
Peter.
you.
Yes. Peter, okay, so your question basically has to do with time management. I have a question for you. So, right now, when you do your own business and you decide hustle also exists, the question is, your side hustle that clashes with your main business, does it make you as much money as your business does?
No.
So, can you see your main business is the yoga? Don't play with it. Take it seriously. Now, you see your side hustle, the little time you have available.
Adjust it.
Adjust with it. It doesn't have to be weekly. It doesn't have to be during the weekdays. You could use your weekends. I mean, parents are relaxed on Saturdays and Sundays. You can teach. It doesn't have to work during the weekday. Are you with me? The reason why I'm saying this is, in the last episode, I mentioned something. I'll repeat it again. You see, the day the proceeds from your side hustle matches with your main hustle, then you've got into a step. That step shows you that what? Your side hustle is something that can fund your family, your living. So what you need to do is, don't leave your main hustle yet, but start planning on what? A transition. But before you plan on that transition, make sure you saved enough. So that what? Because when you focus on your side hustle, you need to improve it. You need to expand, you need to scale. And you need to, how do I put it, adjust a couple of things so as to make it standardized. Are you with me? Then it becomes your main hustle while you leave your job.
Thank you. So let's give them a round of applause. Okay, so now I have one or two questions for you. And my first question is there any one of you that is, we've mentioned about 12 side hustles, and you are all here as listeners and beyond our viewers at home. But is there any one of you that is doing any of these businesses as a side hustle? I'm just curious. Oh, wow, you're doing one of the, okay, no. So is there any that is doing any of the 12 we mentioned, internet business, home delivery, cooking, all of that, all those 12 we mentioned? Is there anyone that is doing any of, which one are you doing? Yes. Oh, internet business. Can we give her the mic? What's her name? What's your name? Babatunde what?
Babatunde Kemisola.
Kemisola. Okay, so you do internet business. Can you explain to us what do you do with it?
The name of the internet business is enashop.ng.com.
Okay.
Whenever I log in into the account every day, I mean daily account, they'll give me 500 naira.
Okay.
For me to log in on my account. Then whenever there is a post, whenever they post a post, whenever I read it, then they give me 20 naira. So at the end of the day, I will make like 75 naira. So, and I will wait for the end of the month.
Oh wow.
And after the end of the month, I may earn like 9,000 naira or 12,000 naira.
Wow, wow. So you didn't even need to set it up now yourself.
Yes.
Is managing another person's internet account, but you log into it. Yes. Okay, let's give her a round of applause. So it means that we're not speaking into the air. We're not speaking into the air. That's what it means. Okay. Is there any other person that was all the 12 businesses we mentioned? Is there any other person that does it? Oh wow. Can we give her the mic, please? Let's know your name and then which side also was it.
My name is Linda.
You can actually sit. Okay. Yeah.
My name is Linda.
Linda, yes?
So I cook. So I sell food.
Oh wow.
So I made all kind of meal. Like I do home delivery to them, like office delivery, like home delivery.
Wow. So, but do you have a main also? No. So this cooking is actually your main also. Why? Are you home based? Is that why you did it, or you just love cooking and you turned into a business?
I love cooking, so I turned it into business.
But were you working before?
No.
So after school, you just started doing cooking business. Wow. Can you give Linda a big round of applause? I'm very happy to know this. So it tells us that poll was real. You know, because in the world these days where a lot of fake and trolls do stuff, people may think that we just went to pay Twitter or gather some trolls to tweet. So clearly that poll was very real.
These are real life businesses.
Yeah, it's good to see that at least two people of our audience are saying that they actually partake in that business. Okay, now my second question to you is this. Okay, fine. Yes, we talked about 12. We just used those 12 as an example. How many of us here have a side hustle aside from our main hustle? Let's just see your hand. You have a side hustle aside from your main hustle. No, show your hands well for the camera. Show your hands well. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, good. So, okay. Now you can put down your hands. Now, which of you want to tell us about your side hustle? No. I have time for just two. You've spoken before, so I have time for just two. You've spoken before. So those two will be yourself and you. So let's lady first before the gentleman. So let's know your name and tell us what your side hustle is. You can sit down. Yeah.
Okay. My name is Miracle.
Is what? Miracle, okay.
Yeah, I'm a female artist.
Female artist?
Yes,
oh, wow.
I make use of charcoal pencil to make...
charcoal pencil?
Yes,
wow.
To make visual artists of people.
Wow.
Maybe during their birthdays, for birthdays gifts or like anything, a surprise gift, something like that. Yeah. So, the thing is, I actually have a main job. I'm a waitress in a bar.
What's your main job?
I'm a waitress in a bar. I work in a bar.
You're a waitress, okay.
Yes, sir. And then I have two side hustles. I'm a fashion designer and I'm an artist too.
Miracle is a miracle. She no agree. Let's give her a big round of applause. Miracle no agree at all. So the point now for me, because we don't have time, I want to yield the floor to the other. But the point for me is that you're able to balance this within the available time you have when you are not doing your waitress, right?
Yes.
Now, for you to do that visual, do you have to get, let's say, someone to give me a surprise gift now for my birthday? What you will need is my picture, right?
A picture of you, a portrait.
The picture of me. You don't have to see the person physically.
I don't need to see
and even if it's e-copy of the picture on the WhatsApp, you can still do what you want to do. Wow, let's give her a round of applause. And how much do you earn? Just give me an average. How much do you earn on average in a month from your side hustle?
Size 6 by 12. I collect like 10,000 naira. But I have to get a pencil, like second pencil. I have to get cardboard and I have to frame it. So then
at the end of the day, about how much comes?
My gain will be like 5,000 to 6,000.
Wow,
like
wow.
In a
and even if you just do that every weekend, because she still works main also, right? She does it every weekend, 5,000 gain times 4, that's 20,000, 25,000.
Added to your pay.
Added to your pay.
And
you
support.
know? I'm not going to ask you what your main also is paying you, but at least when you watch our previous episode, you will know when it's time to, like he said, to either consider turning that side also to a main also or just flowing. Good job, good job. Well done. Let's give her a round of applause. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
What's your name?
I'm Okpeyemi by name.
Okpeyemi, yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm a DJ.
A DJ?
Yeah, a disc
Wow.
jockey. Yeah, my side also was, I'm into a business of a mini boutique.
Sorry?
I have a mini boutique.
Mini boutique, okay.
Yeah,
so DJ is your main also?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I sell men's wears. Aside that, I have an idea of a business in which I learned when I was in school. That was 2012. And that is body cream production. I know how to do a fast lane.
Okay.
I know how to produce that. So that was I think for now, I'm a DJ. I'm working as a permanent DJ.
Okay.
So, and I have another business which that is my mini boutique.
Okay.
That's my side also.
Good,
Yes.
good. Let's give him a round of applause. Well, so that's how much time would afford us on today's episode. I must say thank you again to Boda Lanre, but before I let him go, what's your parting word for our viewers? So
I'll keep it brief. You see, there's something about life. Everyone has their timing. Are you with me? Yes, you need to make it. Yes, you have bills to meet. Yes, you have this. But equally, as much as you're trying to, make ends meet by doing side hustles, businesses, and the likes, have something at the back of your mind. As long as you're doing what you're doing properly, doing it right, with the right principles, one day you'll do just fine and you'll break even. Because A does the same thing you do, doesn't mean your pace at success will be the same as A. I don't want to sound like one motivational speaker, but the reality is just the fact that what? Everybody will break even at some point. As I said, just be deliberate, keep doing it, start where you are.
With what you have, and please, ignore naysayers. So thank you. I would add that to say start where you are with what you have and watch it grow. It's not going to happen overnight, but watch it grow, and also know, like he said, main hustle, side hustle, you can coexist. Both can coexist so long as you can have the discipline of time management and balance. And above all, when your side hustle begins to earn you much more than your main hustle, then it's not the time to quit. It's perhaps the time to begin to plan. And as you plan, you would also know the time when your side hustle really has grown to become your main hustle. I want to say thank you again to Graffiti for this partnership. I'm sure it will grow. I'm sure we'll do a whole lot more with sponsors like Graffiti. But I'm so happy that Graffiti has opened the floor for this. We would, but till I come your way again, next episode, same time, Thursday, 6 p.m. West African time. Be sure to stay safe so you can stay well, and above all, keep winning. God bless you. I must again say thank you to our audience. You have been a fantastic audience. A big round of applause for you all.